right, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 29 properties covering the whole weekend. And if you haven't had a chance to check out 485 Pringle number 20, we've put it all over Facebook. If you live anywhere close to Milton, there's a good chance you've seen it on the news feed. But it's about a 2,500 square foot home filled with upgrades. It's got 9-foot ceilings on both floors. So the bedrooms, there's these nice high ceilings. It's a really, really good spot. Actually, right off the front bedroom, you can see a clear view of the escarpment. I'll put a picture up so you can see it. So anyway, have a look at that. VistaPointHome.com is how you get more information. Let's get started with today's list. All right, here we go. 100 Millside, number 501, 229.9. I had a client who purchased a one-bedroom, same floor plan as this one, or almost the same, last year in the 230s. So being 2015 at 229, I think is a very attractive price. They're probably looking to sell it pretty quick. Those are original cupboards. Even if you paint them, they actually look pretty good. There's a good structure to the cabinet. Replacing the handles, putting new appliances in. You could do a soft reno on this one for not a very big budget. So there's clutter in here, but it's a great space for like one individual, for a older 60-plus person, possibly a widow or a widower. Amazing. The building's been kept well. The condo fees are a little higher than some other buildings, but they also include your heat and your hydro, and there's a pool and a sauna. It's good stuff. There's a larger unit we're going to talk about as well. Before we talk about the larger unit, we'll go through a couple other properties. 81 Millside, number 1201. This building has always kind of been the one across the street from 100 Millside that, you know, was never quite kind of at the same level, but it's a better value pick, right? Like, you're getting a lot of square footage on this one. It says 900 to 999 square feet. They've done some renos in the kitchen. It's electric baseboard heat, but it's also heat and hydro included in the condo fees. So $579 on the fees, but it is a larger unit. About 58 cents a square foot isn't too bad, or 60 cents a square foot. Faces the train tracks. You've got a decent sized balcony, and it looks like they've, I know recently they completed a lot of work in this building, I believe with the lobby and possibly even with the parking garage too. So it's getting tougher and tougher to find a 3-bedroom condo townhouse for less than $300,000. And this one, it's hard to tell. The pictures are blurry. They may have replaced the cabinets. Even if they haven't, even if this one's more original condition, even something like that, you can paint those wood panels and it doesn't look too bad at all. I don't know. Regardless of how it looks in person, I think that anything in this price category is starting to attract major attention. It used to be you could buy something in this complex for $250, $260, even, you know, half decent at $280, but we've started to see that in 2015 everything has really crept up on condo towns. When you see a date like July 31st, remember that that's typically an important day for the sellers. Good chance that they purchased something already, and if you give them that day, you can hopefully try and leverage your offer and maybe get a better deal on price. Although with this one, I have a feeling people are going to line up to want to buy it. Here's the larger one at 100 Millside, number 409. Now, if you go up to, let's say, the 15th, 16th floor, you're probably paying like $360 for something like this. So if you're okay being a lower, and this building basically faces either south, you get that nice panoramic view, but the sun is beating on you all day. Or if you're high enough on the north part of the building, then you can actually see over the buildings across the street, and you get escarpment with the sunset. So the cabinets have been refinished here, and it looks like they've put some flooring upgrades in too. And I gotta figure this unit is also priced pretty well. Now, the same way the condo townhouses have really crept up past 300 for the most part, even homes like this have crept up. So a freehold, this Anatomy House, 1130 square feet, it's getting hard to find them under $400,000. Especially the home doesn't look too bad. And McDermott is a very low traffic street. If you don't live on McDermott, it's Gaisley Circle, and then you've got McDermott right across. yeah, if you don't live here, some people that are on Gaisley cut through, but most people don't. They go around Gaisley Circle, and even that is a pretty isolated street too. So it's a great street for kids to play hockey, and you only have one full bathroom upstairs, but if you have two bathrooms upstairs, your start point is probably $425, $430 right now. 620 Laurier. This is another good deal. This is a great day for somebody with a budget under $400,000, whether it's a condo or freehold home. This is a freehold semi-detached on a 42 by 120 foot property. 42 by 100, by the way, would probably carry about a $50,000 premium in the new areas. Laurier can be a bit of a busier street, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, this price point is going to attract attention. There was a semi on Sire that just sold for way more than this one. And yeah, you might have a bit of work, but I think that a modern renovated version of this home would probably go for more than $430 right now. So there is upside, and I think that the basic elements here and now on this property are would serve someone well. 1025 Nadlin Heights, number 16. Whenever you see pillars on a driveway like this, especially a single driveways, you got to be careful with your car doors, because that's pretty much right where your door opens up. Or you kind of pull in. It depends on the structure. That looks like it might be the distance of the hood, but it's always good to kind of test out the driveway if you see that that happening there. This is going to be a fire hall eventually, so inside you've got a lot of square footage, 1540 square foot. You don't have much of a yard, but the kitchen looks good, and it feels more like a home than a townhouse. I've been in this floor plan before, and for the amount of size, I would say that the price they're asking, based on some of the stuff at Main Living, they're probably in a good spot. We're going to skip past a few in the list, go to property number 12 in the list. The other thing I did was I sorted by price so that we're talking about from low to high. 764 Farmstead. I just did an analysis for a client who has the same layout as this one, and I told him, you're probably close to $500,000. You have a 164 foot property. That's huge. That's double a typical Mattamy lot. Granite countertops. They've upgraded the stairs here. There's a big master bedroom. I don't see any way in the world that these guys would sell for less than a 480 or 490. Look at the lot here. It kind of cuts across, so it might be a little wider on, or a little longer on this side than the other side. But anyway, no matter how you slice this one, long driveway, you've got a good open concept layout, 9-foot ceilings. This one is a steal. It wins the pick of the day easily because it's so far underlisted. 807 Merritt, it is the attack of the trees because we can't even see. It says it's a detached home. There is a chance, there are some homes on Merritt that are linked by the foundation, so either on this side or this side, you might find that it is pretty, you can always tell because they're close and they tend to align walls, so your garage and your garage are pretty much on the same level, and same in the backyard. 36 by 108 foot property. There is another one on Merritt right now that on paper looks okay with a renovated kitchen and bathrooms, but you go in and the workmanship is not terrific. You have a stainless steel dishwasher and a fridge. You kind of have to eke around that the cabinet there. It would have done them well to replace the stove and the microwave just to keep everything all matchy-matchy. But it looks like a decent house here. So this side obviously doesn't look very attached by anything. And you've got a decent sized yard, 36 by 108. Comparing that to the new areas, Mattamy builds on about a 36 by between 80 and 88 feet. So easily you're getting 20 to 30 feet extra compared to what you get in the new area. There's only one bathroom in this one. So one full bathroom, and then you've got a powder room. So 1.5, let's call it. 911 McNeil, 549.9. It's a Powell model. It's around 1,900 square feet. It's got the siding, but what you get is you get the balcony up on the second floor. I guess a lot of builders do that to try and make it enticing. I really like the look of it, though. It's a Cape Cod look. Inside is more of a kind of a traditional look with the color of the hardwood floors. It is immaculate inside though. It is kept very well. They did some nice upgrades in the kitchen with the moldings here. I really like it. And 4 bedrooms there's a kind of a short supply this year of 4-bedroom homes, especially in the more mature areas. The yard really covers up nice. Like you've got, trees along the back and, patio. You've got a little bit of grass here. It's just a nice place where you could imagine having family or friends come over and hang out in the yard. So top to bottom, this one is in great shape, and it's in a fantastic school district. The east location will save you commuting time as well. So big fan of this one. So here's the break points that seem to happen in Timberley and in some of the older Milton neighborhoods. So something around high 5s, low 6s needs work kind of thing. For a double garage, detached, either a large 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom, and then 650 we start seeing improvements, and then 7+ is where you see the ones that are more renovated or they have larger lots or so on. So 629, I kind of look at this one and say, okay, it might have a couple upgrades. The one that listed on Hawthorne last week definitely had more than the usual upgrades for that size of home. So that's why it sold in 3 hours. So this one has had some work, and then you start going, okay, pool, right? Add the price up on that. Typical markup for a home with a pool like this. Lots of work on the outside. I would rather put in hardwood floors on a home or upgrade a kitchen than to have to do all that yard work. But a pool might, bump a value up by $10,000 or $20,000. It costs a lot more to put one in, but you don't always get that back on the resale. Partly because it doesn't appeal to everyone, but it's a good street. This is a fantastic price in my eyes. So I'm definitely going to get in and see this one quick. A home like this on Costigan, it's all brick, it's 2,400 square feet, 4-bedroom. It's on a bit of a busier street, but there's not much here, like you look at it and you say, okay, it's vacant. All of the flaws are noticeable on a vacant house. So cords hanging out of the walls, scuff marks on the walls. You really have to do it up on a vacant house. It's almost mandatory that you have to redo the paint. You have to paint everything over, and it's got to look really good. Carpets cleaned. Replacing these lights, which have been around for 40 years, is a good thing. And you got to be clean. You have to be super clean on something like this. That's the way you sell vacant houses, because people come through and they notice every flaw because it doesn't have anything in it. It is a good sized property. It's 42 by 100, which is something that you see even in the old neighborhood. So if you're okay with a busier street, it's got a nice front appearance. Inside could probably use some updating, but that's the formula to sell a vacant house. Homes is a former model house. So here's the thing, is that it backs onto a commercial plaza, which is not the ideal location. Although it could be, because you don't have neighbors staring at you. But if you've got garbage bins, and you'd really have to look at it and see. Design-wise, it's in good shape. It's about 3,000 square feet, and lots of tasteful upgrades. That looks pretty busy to me, but it could look good in person. And really, that's all that matters. The photos are designed to get you to the front door, and then after that, the house has to do its job. So it is a 4-bedroom, 4-washroom, built-in speakers. There's probably things in here that you'd almost want the full list of improvements to really look and say, okay, which ones are adding value, which ones are not, because not every penny that you spend in a home do you get back. Peregrine is a cranberry model, and you can see that, you just don't see this floor plan very often. There's not many of them. You've got single garage, so it's like the his and hers garage spaces. It was listed higher. Word on the street on this one is that it actually shows better in person. The photos kind of don't do it justice. That's a very expensive fridge, and so the appliances in the kitchen are actually playing at a pretty high level. And there's one shot here that makes the yard look really, really tiny. Lots of windows in this model too. It's a really unique layout. The higher ceilings. It's really like nothing I've seen Mattamy build, but that makes the yard look very, very shallow, even though having this, big plus. Okay, so much better that's like a postcard that you can send to I guess to your friends after you buy it. But I like it at this price point a lot more than wherever they were, $880 or something like that. It's much closer to the goal line of where I'd expect it to sell for at this price. Got a couple on Amos, right by Brookville. $859 gets you this one, triple car garage. And it says it's 2,000 to 2,500 square feet with lots of improvements, because a lot of these homes are like 20 years. Even with all of this stuff, you got to pay attention to the windows, the roof, the furnace, and the AC, because on a home like this, it can really add up fast. So there you go. So it's mostly vacant. You've got looks like about 1.5 acre lot. And if you wanted something with a little bit more size, there's another one on Amos as well. Before we talk about the second Amos one, we're going to look at this Hinchey. It's about 3,300 square feet. Nice waffle ceiling effect there. I like how they did that. Lofty, 18-foot ceiling in the family room. It's an impressive home. What I like about this one is something that a lot of people don't display, and there's a little room off to the side, which is a great space for home office, kids' homework area, hobby room, and then past there is the laundry. Built-in stove, and interesting effect with almost like a silver white picket, and then you've got the dark here. It kind of breaks it up a little bit. That's the loft upstairs. And what I like about this, that's the lower attic access, if you're curious what that door is. But what I like about this is you could have a kid's play area up there, make a mess, no one cares. It's like having a finished basement upstairs. It can make an excellent home office space too. So you have a lot of little nooks and crannies in this one for people to stay. And you've got the green space behind too, which is easily worth $20,000, $30,000. To me, this is one of the best picks of the day. It's a very quiet street too. Here's the other one on Amos, 3,300 square feet. And not bad inside. Like they've done some work in the kitchen. Again, painting those doors, you're about $100 a door if you wanted to stain or paint them, make them look a little more modern. I like the built-in there. And so it has some nice finishes. There's one that's been hanging around on Amos for so long, and I feel bad because everyone comes in and just undercuts in this neighborhood, and they've been high for a really, really long time. So anyway, I like this one. It's just a different thing. Do you need the extra 1,000 square feet? If you do, you come into this one and you could actually make it a better home because it's bigger, and you can make improvements on it compared to the one we showed for a little bit less. That's a lot smaller but more upgraded. Now you're paying a little bit more for this one on Forbes compared to Hinchey. A little bit more. You're paying about 10% more. The Heathwood name carries some weight. I like the finishes a bit better in Hinchey. What you get here is a finished basement, and then you've got the woods behind too. So they've done a nice job down in the basement. The basement looks like it's very well finished. You're a 40 by 101 lot, and then you've got just more lushness, a little bit more privacy compared to Hinchey, although Hinchey's pretty private. Anyway, you pay for the Heathwood name. This is in the Forest collection, and it was still kind of remains one of those areas that I had an agent call it the Beverly Hills of Milton. I don't know if that's true, but it has a bit of prestige. Okay, last one. We're switching over to the Oakville Milton board. I know it's been a long list. Not sure the size of this one here. I'm not sure the model, but it's done a lot of. They've done a lot of customization here. There's a barn board on the wall. That's nice to see. I mean, we don't see a lot of people that take a builder home and really make it look like something special, and these guys have done that. I'm not sure what that room is though. There's just a head sticking over there. I don't know. The floors look cool. They've put a lot of money into that bathroom. That does not look like anything I've seen from a builder, and you've got quite a luxurious backyard. So this one looks good. I just don't recognize the model. It says it's 3,000 to 3,500 square feet, which means it's around the same size as the other one, and there is a good head-to-head battle going on Hinchey. They're both nice homes. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, you want to see anything in today's list, reach out. But I'll tell you, this has been a good month. May has been a good month for homes. A lot of unique, interesting, and good deals for properties. So proud to bring it to you every day, and I hope you enjoy watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.